welcome back to Amalia's Chapter Chat, the lead podcast that gonna take us deep into the world of book. As most of you know, there are two kinds of book, one that makes sense and one that full of imagination. And with me, Amalia, your host for today, with not one, but two awesome guests who will be guiding us through the jungle of book and stories in this episode.
Hello, it's so good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Hi everyone! Glad to be here as well. I'm so excited! We are going to dive into the book world, breaking down stories and pondering the meaning behind them, with a mix of insight and experience from our two guests, Neza and Dani. We are exploring various opinions in genres. Let's start off by knowing more of these beautiful ladies.
Hi, Lit Fan. I'm Dani. I'm a mystery enthusiast who's never satisfied in the world of crime and detective genres. I like to tell the dark side of life and crime puzzle to book reviews.
And I'm Neza, a resident of the imagination world. I always get lost in the fantasy genre vibes. I'm not just a reader, I'm a word wizard with a deep love for the fantasy realm.
Awesome! Tune into Chapter Chat. Let's dive straight into today's topic. So, could you tell us more of what made you fall in love with the fantasy world, Neza?
Well, for me, I find my own satisfaction when it comes to reading fantasy, especially since I can use my imagination in my comfort zone.
Oh, interesting.
How does fantasy story make you feel satisfied in your comfort zone?
Personally, reading fantasy could distract me from problems and focus on improving my mood. And it felt really good.
Oh, well, an alternative world that I can explore might indeed.
Is there any specific story that led you to dive deeper into fantasy world?
Yes, I've read this one story about looking for a magical stone to save people.
Oh, what's the name of the book?
That's the problem. I can't recall any information of the book since I read it long time ago.
Oh no, missing puzzle.
I'm still looking for that book in Wattpad. I hope I can read it again.
I hope you will. So that feeling when you forget about something, it doesn't feel good at all.
Do you feel that often?
I mean, when I read story with mystery genre, there will be a lot of people in, right? And sometimes I can't tell who is who. Have you ever dealt with that?
No kidding. Especially when the character has similar names.
Right?
And how do you deal with that kind of problem?
Sometimes I just take a note or mark the introduction part.
I personally just need to remember what kind of creature they are, and I can easily recall the character.
Creature?
Yeah. Yes, most of fantasy books have a lot of unique creature, not just human.
What's your favorite one?
I think I would choose Hobbit. Do you know what that is?
I've heard of it somewhere. How does it look like?
They're like short with chubby tummy.
Like dwarf?
Almost, but Hobbit doesn't have beard. They have a long finger, rosy face, and they're good at disappearing too.
Good morning.
I'd like to think what Thorin will do when he finds out what you've done.
I'm not afraid of Thorin.
Well, you should be. Don't underestimate the evil of gold. Gold over which a serpent has long brooded. Dragon's sickness seeps into the hearts of all who come near this mountain.
And what makes you like them?
Well, I think they have a warm vibe, like a lovey-dovey cute little creature.
Oh, it seems like they have a positive energy to the world development as well.
Oh, absolutely. Their simplicity, kindness, and the way they appreciate the little joys in the story, making the world itself feel warm and inviting.
It's refreshing to see characters who focus on the good side of the world. Not gonna lie, it's like adding a layer of optimism.
The Hobbit's positive impact on the world around them is one of the reasons I'm drawn to their story.
Ooh. Have you encountered other characters in your detective and crime novel who also bring positive energy to the book world? Darren?
Good question. Actually, yeah, in the detective and crime novel I enjoy, There are often characters who, despite being surrounded by challenging situations, manage to bring justice, integrity, or even humor to the story.
Oh, and who might that be?
Could be anyone, but mostly I think it's the sidekick who always lights up the story.
Have you ever come across a story where the culprit is something supernatural or fantastical, like a murder investigation involving a mythical creature or a monster?
Yes, there's this one book, The Hound of the Baskerville by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. It's about the curse of demonic hound that has plagued a family for generations.
The name Sherlock Holmes and the address is 221B Baker Street.
Wow.
Dark.
It's intriguing.
You don't like suspense?
Don't really. Do they kill?
Well, yes, I specialize crime and mystery. Of course, there's gonna be murder.
Could you tell us why are you interested more in mystery genre than the others?
Well, first one, because I find mystery genre to be more intriguing, makes sense, and logic. It's like challenging our mind in a unique way, like the puzzle solving, the plot twist, or psychological thriller.
It's more like a unique blend of intellectual stimulation rather than imagination there.
Correct, it most likely to analyze a problem and facing it, instead of running.
Hey, at least fantasy doesn't need to think much and we could actually rest our brain.
Is the way you prefer story that feel more sensible and logical than it?
I would say so, because you see, some even in mystery story could unfold in real life too, or perhaps it's because I can relate better to a real character. Plus, when a story had a strong foundation and well-connected plot, I feel myself to be more engaged to it.
Yes, the relatable side. So reading mystery book, not only solving its problem, but also help us with our similar problem.
Yeah,
But isn't it mostly talk about killing, death, and some other dark things that would be really relatable?
well, yes, here's the thing. In my opinion, what makes it relatable is how these themes connect to broader human experiences. Like how feelings and emotions help us develop characters. The challenges and grow is like kind of like real life struggles, you know?
I see.
So like even if the story is intense, the human stuff in it makes us connect. Besides, we can also learn how to solve difficult problems without killing each other.
How about fantasy? Since it's mostly about imagination and other world, does it still feel relatable?
Of course, fantasy story can remain relatable even it's mostly imaginative. The story still has emotional aspect too, especially positive one.
Right? Like joys and character growth, basically the same.
Yes, additionally, fantasy narrative may reference real-life stories or serve as metaphor for issues with a little spice of diction to make the story feels like magical.
What the most positive vibe you got from fantasy story beside the imaginary world?
For me, I like how the courage and friendship in there, also battle between good and evil, typical but provides meaningful insight between the unique characters.
Definitely, I agree with that. Like, one has good and bad, and positive and negative on their own, just a matter of perspective.
True, it's so great to learn other perspective on life choice as well. Imaginary or logic, it depends on its preference. Fantasy genre can help us relate our mind by going to the world of imagination. And criminal genre can help us train our brain to solve a problem. And both have its point of view to feel relatable. Thank you so much for coming here and sharing your opinion, Danny and Neza. You're welcome.
It is our pleasure to be here.
And that concludes another episode of Amalia Chapter Chat. If you enjoy our literary journey today, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share the love for books. Until our next episode in the World of Word. Happy reading!
Bye bye!